How do you think the Jake Paul-Anthony Joshua fight plays out?
I don't know. I want to make sure. I believe it once I see him in the ring.
If Paul starts his boxing career earlier, could Jake Paul have been a champion?
There's a possibility.
Euch wissen zu lassen, dass ich bereit für einen Rückkampf bin. Sobald es mir besser geht, wenn mein zweiter Kiefer bricht, ist das in Ordnung. Vorerst kein Weihnachtsmatch-Hühnchen. Anthony Joshuas Kiefer auch.
Mike Tyson has finally broken his silence, and his words are shaking the boxing world. After watching Anthony Joshua brutally knock out Jake Paul in Miami, Tyson's reaction surprised everyone. For weeks, fans believed Iron Mike was secretly backing Joshua while pretending to stay neutral. Now, it's clear those rumors weren't wrong. This wasn't just a casual post-fight comment. What Tyson said completely changes the story around influencer boxing. Once you hear his first reaction to Jake Paul's destruction, it becomes clear that Tyson's true intentions were never what people assumed.
You know what I remember? Coming back from the first round, and then the next day I remember Jake is doing some kind of, I don't know, what was he doing at the ring?
Oh, yeah, a little bow at the end, he bowed.
And that's the last thing I remember. You know, but the day after the fight, right after, the day after, I woke up, I told my wife, why did I do that? You know, I don't know. I just don't know what the hell goes on.
The atmosphere inside the Casa Center felt tense and uncomfortable. Fans showed up out of curiosity, but many also sensed something bad was coming for Jake Paul. Leading into December 19th, the hype was loud. But behind the scenes, something darker was happening. Mike Tyson had been mentoring Anthony Joshua, and his advice was not technical or cautious. Tyson told Joshua not to box smart or play safe. Instead, he pushed a brutal mindset straight from his own era. His message was simple and terrifying. Go after Jake with everything you have. Finish him before he finishes you. That kill or be killed mentality seemed to unlock a dangerous version of Joshua we hadn't seen in years.
Moved around the ring at 100 miles an hour. There's two things I would have done. Tried to shut Jake down at 100 miles an hour, or I would have gone on the back foot. So Jake decided to move around the ring, and I decided to put the pressure on. What I could have done better is a lot of things. 100%. In the fight game, you've seen the amazing fighters that have graced us over the last 100 years, and the expectations that we put on ourselves are immense, but I tried my best. Jake done well while it lasted, but if you remember what I said in the interview with Cameron is, fighting's not just physical, it's psychological. And when you understand the psychological warfare, I did say to you is that, Jake, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna see a time when I'm gonna take your soul and you're either gonna give up or you're gonna get knocked out. And unless you have that instinct, you just will never be a good fighter. So I wish that I could have knocked him out at the start. But as we saw tonight, Jake has spirit. He has some heart. He tried his best, and I take my hat off to him because, number one, a lot of fighters haven't got in the ring with me, and Jake did. And secondly, even when he got knocked down, he kept on trying to get up, and I take my hat off to him. So America, I think you have someone who could potentially, if he still has the heart for it, come back again, dust the dirt off his shoulder, and come again and maybe sell out this center sometime in 2026, maybe against a Gervonta Davis, a Ryan Garcia, who knows.
But then the story took a shocking turn. Minutes before Jake Paul walked to the ring, Mike Tyson entered Jake's locker room. This wasn't a visit to encourage Joshua. It was a face-to-face moment with Jake himself. Instead of threats or trash talk, Tyson spoke calmly about greatness. He told Jake that real greatness only comes from taking impossible risks. He reminded him that people who never step up never become anything special. In that moment, Tyson wasn't choosing sides. He was acknowledging that Jake was risking everything, even his own body, just to find out how far he could go.
Jake Paul is obviously,
he's
big.
Beautiful. My family loves Jake Paul.
Could you fuck him up?
Oh, I'm so fucking easy. I would never. I mean, it's my own fucking family. Everybody loves this little white motherfucker. When you see
When the bell rang, the size difference was impossible to ignore. Joshua entered nearly 30 pounds heavier, looking like a mountain compared to Jake. For 5 rounds, Jake fought while moving backward, trying to survive and find openings like he had against older fighters and MMA opponents. But Joshua wasn't playing games. The aggressive mindset Tyson gave him was working perfectly. Joshua wasn't throwing punches to score points, he was hunting. By the 5th round, Jake hit the canvas twice. The crowd, which had been loud and restless earlier, suddenly fell silent. Everyone realized this wasn't entertainment anymore. This was real damage.
Jake Paul, what'd you think of the fight?
Oh, God. I think the gig is up. I'm just tired of Jake Paul as a boxer. I think he's done a fantastic job. He dressed up like Hulk Hogan. I just don't know how many more times Netflix is going to go to bat for him. But I think they will one more time because, the axiom is basically if you draw money, you're going to be getting chance after chance until you're not drawing money. And then you'll still get a couple more chances after that because he did draw money. And that's kind of where he's at right now. He's going to draw with Tyson. He's going to draw on this one. And so he's going to get a couple of more chances, with Netflix. And they'll pay that, good for him. They'll pay that money. But, man, these are, this was just a bad fight. And made boxing look bad. Made boxing look bad in many ways. Especially it just was a circus. And the guy, going for takedowns and the ref's not doing anything. I thought the ref was terrible. Thought Joshua, was not good. Hurt himself, and then he even admitted it. And Jake was just out there, not trying to win a boxing match. He was trying to survive and get the moral victory so he can go out there and be, I lasted 6 rounds with Anthony Joshua, and he survived 6 rounds with him.
He survived all right,
but
he never quit. Like somebody I know.
The end came violently in the 6th round. Anthony Joshua landed a right hand so powerful that it instantly ended the fight and sent Jake Paul to the hospital with a suspected broken jaw. The problem child had finally met a real problem. Chaos followed as medical teams rushed in.
Very easy question to answer, very easy question to ask off the top. And I'll ask you the same one that I asked AJ. What did you make of that fight? What are your impressions of that fight?
I mean, I thought it was much better than I thought it would be. I mean, I know that people are going to say, well, Jake was running and Jake was hold. But listen, I mean, at the end of the day, Jake had one job, and that was to try and survive. I mean, he was never, ever going to win the fight, ever. And if you would have said to me, do I think he'll go 6 rounds? I would have said absolutely not. I mean, I felt that it would take AJ a couple of rounds to get hold of him because I knew Jake can move a bit and he'd be moving off the back foot and he'd be holding. But it was the way that he did it, I think, was actually quite impressive. Like, not that particular part, but the way that he would, the way that he was strong in the clinch. He wouldn't let AJ get his shots off in the clinch. He made him miss a few times. And obviously, AJ's been out of the ring for a while. But to be honest, I think the most fascinating thing of the whole night in terms of the fight was how he didn't get flatlined by that right hand. I mean, I said going into the fight, he's probably going to take AJ a few rounds to get hold of him. And I also said, as soon as he lands clean, the fight's over, right? He landed a few before, but the first that he landed really clean was the final shot. But, he never flatlined Jake. I mean, he did break his jaw in 2 places, which is a disaster. But there are a lot of heavyweights that would have been out cold from that right hand. I mean, one of them was Francis Ngannou. A pretty similar shot, really. Do you know what I mean? So I actually give Jake unbelievable credit for doing it in the first place, but his performance as well. I mean, I stand by the fact that I think he's just a decent cruiserweight, but he did go in with Anthony Joshua, and look, the world is full of criticism and opinions and negativity. Who else is doing what he's doing at what is he, late 20s? I mean, quite phenomenal. I mean, the guy's a complete madman. I'm watching him come out to that ring walk, and he's just an incredible entertainer. And I'm sort of standing in the ring going, is he for real? And he did all right. I mean, I know people will talk about the holding, but his job was to survive, and he survived for nearly...
Cameras quickly showed Mike Tyson watching closely, calm and unmoved. His reaction said everything. Tyson respected Jake's toughness and admitted he lasted longer than expected, but he also looked ahead. Almost immediately, Tyson began talking about what this moment means for the future. And what he said next has boxing fans arguing everywhere.